Hey guys, Charlie Wolfking here today, and welcome to another episode of my newly titled What If Game series. In this series, I envision the video game for characters who have not yet gotten one, or who have gotten games in the past, but have definitely not done them justice. I draw upon various other games, TV shows, and movies to serve as inspiration for the game's tone, gameplay, etc. Then, to conclude, I find actors and actresses whom I believe can masterfully portray the game's characters.
Alas, Marvel and Netflix have separated, leaving behind their 5 adopted offspring without a home. Oh, God, please HBO, Amazon Prime, Hulu, adopt these 5 children and give them a home.
Due to some complex corporate issues, it's unlikely we'll see Daredevil or Jessica Jones on Disney+, or any time in the upcoming years. In the meantime, don't you guys believe that Jessica Jones deserves her own amazing video game, just like with Batman, Spider-Man, and soon the Avengers?
So now I believe it's time for her to evolve from TV protagonist to video game heroine.
And who knows? A great video game may entice streaming services to revive her own show. In this video, I'm going to be discussing in depth about the gameplay, visuals, premise, and acting. Alright, let's jump into the gameplay.
Cue radio transition that I made in After Effects.
Now, I believe a Jessica Jones game works well as an interactive, story-driven game. Games like Until Dawn, Detroit Become Human, Beyond Two Souls, and games from Telltale.
I'm sorry guys, I just need a minute to breathe here. It still pains me that we lost old Telltale. I mean, they've given us masterpieces like The Wolf Among Us, The Walking Dead, and Stranger Things, which we could have gotten if it wasn't cancelled! Oh, come on! R.I.P. Sweet Gaming Company. May you join Sandro Iwata in the great beyond.
Oh wait! Up in the air. Is that Tom Welling? Brandon Ralph? Tyler Hoagland? No, it's someone better. It's Telltale's savior! LCG Entertainment! And through the power of corporate acquisition, they were able to revive Telltale from the dead. And now, we have The Wolf Among Us Season 2!
I am not dead!
Interactive story-driven games are recognized mainly for prioritizing the plot and characters over the gameplay. Well, if you consider innovative techniques like these as gameplay. Or this.
Yeah.
Or this. Behold, folks, the future of gaming. It's looking bright. I feel this gameplay approach coherently aligns with Jessica's character traits. As exemplified in the Netflix series, Jessica's true strength lies in her investigative skills, rather than her combat prowess, other than her literal physical strength. She definitely handled herself in a fight, and I see no reason to not include any combat scenarios, but the combat can just be relegated to simple quick-time events. You know, the usual stuff, pushing buttons to attack, wiggling the joystick to evade, etc. May include some action set pieces where players can utilize Jessica's enhanced strengths. The quick-time events should be used sparingly, enough to vary up the gameplay, but not so much that it detracts players from the game's critical factors, the narrative and the acting.
Moving on.
Frankly, I wouldn't mind the premise to be an origin story detailing Jessica Jones' early year as an investigator. Actually, here's what I see the premise as.
A series of grisly murders plagues Manhattan. Young investigator Jessica Jones is tasked with finding the one responsible for it all, the elusive Purple Man.
And I know what you guys are thinking.
Oh god, superhero origin stories are done to death. We've already gotten 2 Uncle Ben deaths already.
Rightfully so, guys, but I believe in these kind of circumstances, like in interactive story-driven games like these, it would serve Jessica Jones and the plot so well. The narrative-driven format and an origin story will mean that Jessica Jones' character development will depend entirely upon the player. It's all up to the player to decide whether Jessica Jones will be a full-fledged hero or an anti-hero. This will be determined by how players interact with NPCs and the tough moral decisions they are forced to make. Similar to the Mass Effect series morality system and that part in Fable 3 where you choose to be either a good king or Joffrey Baratheon.
I sentence you to death.
You know, if he got superpowers, got into real estate, and had a pile of money so large that it'll make Scrooge McDuck faint out of pure euphoria. As expected, there will be multiple endings. What ending players will get is entirely dependent upon the choices they made in their playthrough. This gaming style actually offers a lot of replay value for players, enticing them to go back through the game and make choices that they didn't really make in their first playthrough, but have the chance now to make in their second playthrough. Now you understand why this section is called premise and not story. This is new for me, guys. I didn't see the point in dedicating an entire section for visuals in my last videos. But here I feel the visuals are important to establishing the game's tone. Also, having eye-catching visuals can compensate for the lackluster gameplay. Telltale's unique visuals, especially in The Wolf Among Us, would suit Jessica Jones' game impeccably. Check out that lusciously dark color palette, those crisp, cel-shaded graphics, the ingenious use of lighting. Simply beautiful. Telltale's graphics make it look like that you're watching a comic book come to life. Telltale's graphics would be a great way to link Jessica Jones' game back to its comic book roots. One thing I hope the developers don't take from Telltale are the stiff-ass character animations. Look at this! They look like they're squeezing their butt cheeks to suppress a nasty fart.
Tubes, 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 scoops, 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 scoops.
Awkward character animations were the bane of Telltale's games, and I would be relieved to see it replaced with motion capture technology. Motion capture will ensure the characters actually move like, well, human beings. Here we are, guys, the part I've been wanting to talk about the most, and by far the most crucial part of the game. Honestly, 50% of the game's success will be determined by the strength of the cast. The game will be mostly comprised of walking and talking, character interactions, dialogue options, etc. So it's important that the combined strength of the cast needs to be enough to carry this game to the credits. Fortunately, I've assembled an awesome cast who are more than capable to bear this heavy burden. Honestly, let's start with the lady herself. And I'll be fair, guys, this was the toughest casting I've had to do so far. I've had actresses like Kira Buckland, Erica Lindbeck, Lauren Landa up the role. Amazing actresses, love their work. Until I found the one, Erin Yvette, the voice behind Snow White. No, not that Snow White! Oh, I swear, editors. Oh, thank you. Anyway, Erin Yvette was highly involved in various Telltale properties, so much that she practically appeared in every game they produced. Her most notable roles being Snow White from The Wolf Among Us.
All I care about right now is just what does the Crooked Man want out of this? I thought he was just a loan shark, but clearly he's operating in other circles.
And Vicky Vale from the Batman Telltale series.
I'll skip the obvious question. The children of Arkham seem to be your latest target. We all know their methods are extreme, but what about their message?
Her role as Snow White in particular convinced me that she's a fantastic fit for Jessica Jones. She played Snow White as a determined, assertive, mature woman brilliantly and acted her lines with such stalwart conviction.
Because you have given me reason to doubt you. Surely even you can see that. And the past few days have been trying.
Jessica Jones and Snow White are both agents of justice who've endured hardships in their lives. They're both ultimately good people, determined to help those in need. With Telltale's collapse, I would love to see Erin's acting abilities put to their absolute test in an emotionally deep role like Jessica Jones. Plus, she has experience in acting in these kind of games. So I'm confident that she can deliver a stellar Jessica Jones performance. Okay, I believe it's time to move on to the villain, the Purple Man. Now, Alan Tudyk was actually my first choice based on his performance as Simon in Young Justice.
Am I the only one to learn anything from our previous encounter? You didn't think that maybe if you could sense me, I could sense you too? Simon says, show me who, or rather what, you really are.
Praiseworthy performance there, and it's a devious portrayal reminiscent of David Tennant's Kilgrave. But I actually believe this actor deserves a chance to play Kilgrave.
Here he is. Drum roll, please.
David W. Collins!
Who?
Yes, you may not be familiar with his name. Collins is more known as the lead sound designer and voice director at LucasArts. His experience also extends to behind the mic, with his voiceover roles including Spring,
EO.
in One Punch Man, and frickin' Jabba the Hutt in The Force Unleashed.
Ano droida Tatooine, Makuna Shirakta Lopax.
However, the full extent of his acting ability were amazingly seen in his performance as the twisted, manipulative murderer Gaku Yashiro in the Erased anime series. Hear it for yourself, guys.
One hamster was still alive, standing atop the drowned corpse of one of its siblings. And I was thrilled. Now, what I'm about to tell you next might sound hard to believe, but if anyone could understand, it would be you. Whomever it touched, I was compelled to kill. But then a boy came along who disrupted my duties. I tried to kill the boy, but he didn't die. So I nicknamed him Spice, and I kept a close eye on him.
Oh my god! I legit listened to that voice clip 4 times in a row. From that bone-chilling performance, I have faith he can masterfully portray Kilgrave's cruel, despicable personality. I chose Collins over Tudyk because while Tudyk's Simon is brilliant performance, he did sound too similar to David Tennant's Kilgrave. Nothing wrong with that, but it'll just be great for David W. Collins to nail his own Kilgrave interpretation, rather than sounding like a David Tennant intimidator. Like how Nolan North sounds nothing like Robert Downey Jr. in the Avengers video game, thus allowing him the freedom to create his own Iron Man. Next casting is Carrie Kiernan as Trish Walker, Jessica Jones' best friend / adoptive sister. I love the sister dynamic between the two in the Netflix series, with Trish acting as the bigger sister, and I hope it's translated well into a video game. For this to work, you need someone to excel in the bigger sister / guardian role. Carrie Kiernan has a reputation for playing authoritative, headstrong, yet kind-hearted female characters, with Casca from the Berserk series and Sasuke Kiryuin from Kill la Kill as prime examples. Carrie played Casca as a total badass who doesn't take any crap from anybody.
All you care about is swinging your sword against anyone you possibly can. You don't care at all about the lives of those men you lead. You're just a mad dog!
Through the power of her booming voice, her commanding presence dominated every scene in Kill la Kill.
Fear is freedom! Subjugation is liberation! Contradiction is truth! Those are the facts of this world! And you will all surrender to them!
Total badass.
Furthermore, she can deliver a gentler performance that conveys a character's vulnerabilities as well, such as the time when she recalled Casca's tragic past.
I understood why my father would give me, his youngest daughter, to this noble, and I accepted it. A young girl was of little use to the family.
Carrie instills such a nuanced emotion into her performances, clearly proving that she's committed to her roles. She literally cosplayed as Sasuke If that doesn't scream commitment, I don't know what is.
Okay, finally, I believe Dave Fenway would make a stellar Luke Cage. Another Telltale's actor who deserves to be heard more.
Come on guys, admit you saw this coming. Luke Cage made his live-action debut in Jessica Jones' Netflix series, so it's expected for him to appear in her video game. He's just as much a part of her world as Kilgrave and Trish. 2 decades of experience has made Fenway a very capable and versatile actor.
He brought a smooth blaxploitation swagger as Rodin.
Real cute. But let's get one thing straight. Your fights are yours alone. Right on, baby. Right on.
He harnesses inner badassery as Blade.
That cheap cologne doesn't mask your fear. This is my kind of justice.
And he shattered hearts as Lee Everett. Undoubtedly his best performance.
Clem, it's time to go. You gotta get out of here.
You can come with me.
No, honey, I can't. It's okay.
Oh god, I can't subject myself to this torture any longer. Quick, I need something uplifting. Damn it, editor! Fenway's deep voice naturally suits Luke Cage. He may seem too old for Luke Cage, being around 67 years old, but luckily, this is voice acting, where, unlike live-action work, an actor isn't limited by their appearance or age. If Fenway can convincingly play a 37-year-old man when he was in his early 60s, I'm confident he can do the same for Luke Cage. And that's it guys. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell icon so that way you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. Yes, I know, it's been months since my last upload. It's just a lot's been happening these past several months. I backpacked around Europe for 2 months, amazing trip. Then I quit my job of 6 years. Then I started an anime blog, link in the description down below if you're interested. And so a lot of things been happening over the past several months, but I'm back to making videos and it just feels great guys. I'm still a bit rusty on the camera, but I'll improve over time. Alright guys, Jolly Wolf King is signing out for today. You can catch me again in my next video.